The door slammed shut with a finality that echoed through the empty house, leaving Kelani staring at the spot where her mother had stood just moments before. "You're no daughter of mine." Those words hung in the air like poison, replaying in her mind as she collapsed onto the kitchen floor, sobs racking her body. At 22, coming out as lesbian had cost her the only family she had left, and in that instant, Kelani wondered if the truth was worth the shattering loneliness that followed. Kelani wiped her tears, forcing herself to stand, her legs shaky as if the ground had betrayed her too. She had planned this conversation for months, rehearsing in front of the mirror, convincing herself that her mother, Elena, would understand. After all, Elena had always preached about love and acceptance in their small suburban home in Seattle. But the look of disgust on her face, the way she packed a bag without a word, heading to her sister's in California, it was a rejection so profound it felt like a death. Why did I think this would be different? Kelani thought, her inner voice a whirlwind of self-doubt. I've hidden this part of me for so long, burying crushes on girls in school, pretending interest in boys to fit in. And now exposed, I'm utterly alone. She wandered to her room, the posters of indie bands staring back mockingly. Picking up her phone, she scrolled through contacts, but who could she call? Friends from college knew bits and pieces, but admitting her mother's abandonment felt too raw, too personal. Instead, she texted her best friend, Jamie. "It happened. She's gone." The reply came quick. "Come over. Now." Grabbing her keys, Kelani drove through the rain-slicked streets, her mind racing. What if this is permanent? What if I never hear from her again? The thought gnawed at her, a deep ache that no amount of logic could soothe. At Jamie's apartment, the warmth of the living room contrasted sharply with the cold void inside her. Jamie pulled her into a hug, no questions asked at first. "Tell me everything," Jamie said finally, handing her a mug of tea. Kelani poured it out, the build-up, the confession, the slamming door. "She said I'm choosing this lifestyle over family," Kelani whispered, her voice breaking. "As if love is a choice." Jamie nodded, her own eyes misty. "Society's screwed up, Kay. But you're not wrong for being you." Yet in her heart, Kelani questioned it all. Was coming out a selfish act? Had she destroyed their bond for her own authenticity? Days blurred into weeks. Kelani threw herself into work at the local bookstore, stacking shelves to distract from the silence at home. Customers came and went, their casual chatter a reminder of normalcy she no longer had. One afternoon, a woman with striking blue eyes and a warm smile browsed the fiction section. "Any recommendations for something heartfelt?" she asked, her voice soft yet confident. Kelani glanced up, caught off guard by the genuine interest. "Try The Price of Salt. It's about forbidden love, resilience." The woman, introducing herself as Marin, bought it and lingered. "I'm new in town, teaching at the community college. Mind if I come back for more suggestions?" Their conversation started innocently. Books, movies, shared laughs over coffee in the break room. Marin was 25, from a conservative Midwest family, but she carried an air of quiet rebellion. Kelani felt a spark, something she hadn't allowed herself since high school. But doubt crept in. Am I ready for this? After what happened with Mom, can I risk more hurt? Still, Marin's easy presence drew her in, and soon they were meeting outside work. Walks in the park, dinners at hole-in-the-wall spots. One evening, as rain pattered against the window of Marin's apartment, Kelani opened up. "My mom left because I'm gay," she admitted, staring at her hands. Marin reached over, her touch gentle. "That's her loss, not yours. I've hidden parts of myself too. Dated men to please my parents, but it never felt right." Their eyes met, and in that vulnerability a connection formed. Kelani's heart raced. This feels real, but what if it leads to more pain? What if Marin's family reacts the same way? As months passed, their relationship deepened. Stolen kisses, whispered promises, yet Kelani's inner turmoil grew. She imagined her mother's voice. "This is unnatural." At night, alone, she wrestled with guilt. Am I betraying her memory by moving on? Marin noticed the distance. "Talk to me, Kay. What's holding you back?" Over dinner, Kelani confessed her fears. "I lost everything once. What if loving you costs me more?" Marin squeezed her hand. "Love shouldn't cost, it should heal. But I get it, society doesn't make it easy." Word count crept up on their budding romance. Friends celebrated, but whispers from acquaintances stung. Stares in public, judgmental comments online. Kelani's boss, a kind older man, pulled her aside. Be careful. Not everyone's as open-minded. It fueled her anger. Why must we hide? Yet she did, avoiding family topics with Marin at first. Then came the call from her aunt. Your mother's struggling, but she won't admit it. She misses you, but pride. Kelani hung up, torn. Should I reach out? Or let the wound scar over? Marin pushed gently. Confront it, or it'll eat you alive. They drove to California on a whim, Kelani's heart pounding. Standing at her aunt's door, she knocked. Elena appeared, face paling. What are you doing here? The confrontation exploded. Accusations, tears. You abandoned me. Kelani shouted. Elena retorted. You chose this path. Marin stood by, silent support. In the end, no resolution, just more hurt. Driving back, Kelani thought. Was that worth it? The rejection reaffirmed, but so did Marin's loyalty. Back in Seattle, life stabilized somewhat. They moved in together. A cozy apartment filled with books and plants. But societal pressures mounted. At a pride event, they faced protesters chanting slurs. Kelani froze. Flashbacks to her mother's words. Ignore them, Marin urged, but inside Kelani questioned. Is this fight endless? Her job suffered. A coworker outed her subtly, leading to awkward silences. She confided in Marin. Sometimes I wonder if straight life would be easier. Marin hurt but understood. But would it be you? The first betrayal came unexpectedly. Marin's ex, a man from her past, showed up, stirring old feelings. He reminds me of what my family wants, Marin admitted one night, tears streaming. Kelani felt a stab. Am I not enough? The argument escalated. Are you regretting us? Kelani demanded. Marin denied, but the seed of doubt planted. Kelani's mind spiraled. Everyone leaves eventually. Why fight for something society condemns? They reconciled, but tension lingered. Kelani threw herself into activism, joining local LGBTQ groups, channeling pain into purpose. Marin supported, but her own family called, pressuring her home for holidays. Come alone, they said. Marin refused, choosing Kelani. The cost: strained calls, guilt trips. You're breaking our hearts, her mother pleaded. Marin hung up, sobbing. Kelani held her. We've both paid dearly. Is love worth this isolation? As years ticked by, 2 then 3, their bond strengthened through trials. But Elena's absence haunted Kelani. Letters sent, unanswered. Then a package arrived, old photos, no note. Hope flickered. Does she regret? Kelani debated calling, but fear won. Instead, she proposed to Marin on a sunny beach. Ring simple but sincere. Through everything, you're my choice, she said. Marin accepted, tears of joy. Planning the wedding, they invited friends, but family voids ached. Whispers of Elena's health issues reached them via aunt. She's softening, the aunt said. Kelani visited alone, finding Elena frail. I was wrong, Elena whispered, but pride choked full apology. I can't change overnight. Kelani left conflicted. Forgiveness or boundaries? Back home, Marin advised. Protect your heart. The wedding approached, invitations sent, including one to Elena, against advice. The wedding venue buzzed with anticipation. A quaint garden in Seattle bathed in spring light. Kelani adjusted her white suit, nerves twisting her stomach. Marin, in an elegant lace dress, squeezed her hand. Today's about us, she murmured. But Kelani's thoughts drifted. Will she come? The invitation to Elena had been a leap. No response received. As guests arrived, friends, colleagues, the absence stung. Jamie officiated, her words warm. Vows exchanged, rings slipped on, applause erupted. Yet in the crowd, Kelani spotted a familiar figure in the back, veiled hat obscuring her face. Mom. Her heart skipped. The reception flowed with laughter, toasts raising glasses to love's triumph. Kelani danced with Marin, but her eyes scanned. The woman had vanished. Was it imagination? Later, alone in the restroom, Kelani confronted her reflection. Why do I still care? She's the one who left. Returning, Marin noticed. What's wrong? Kelani confessed the sighting. Marin frowned. If it's her, why hide? After all she's put you through. The doubt festered, turning joy bittersweet. Post-honeymoon, life settled into married routine. They adopted a dog, hosted dinners, built a life. But Elena's possible presence lingered like a shadow. Kalani obsessed. If she was there, does it mean regret? Or just curiosity? She confided in therapy, unpacking layers of abandonment. You deserve closure, the therapist said. Kalani nodded, but action eluded her. Maren grew frustrated. Focus on us, not her ghost. Tension brewed. Small arguments over nothing masked deeper rifts. Then came the letter, postmarked California. Elena's handwriting. I saw you marry. You looked happy. I'm sorry. No more. Kalani stared, emotions crashing. Relief? Anger? She showed Maren, who read silently. What now? Maren asked. Kalani paced. Forgive and risk more hurt? Or cut ties forever? The moral dilemma weighed heavy. Society preached family forgiveness, but at what cost to self? They decided to visit. The drive south was silent, Kalani's mind racing. What if this is a trap, another rejection? Arriving, Elena opened the door. Aged but eyes soft. Come in. Tea poured, awkward silence broken by Elena. I was raised to believe it's wrong. Church community, they drilled it in. Kalani snapped. And you chose them over me. Elena nodded, tears falling. I did, and I regret it every day. The conversation unraveled years of pain. Elena admitted watching from afar, social media stalks, friend updates. I couldn't stay away entirely. Kalani felt betrayed anew. You spied instead of supporting? Maren interjected. That's not love, that's cowardice. Elena defended. Change takes time. I lost my daughter because of ignorance. Kalani's inner conflict peaked. She's human, flawed. But does that excuse the damage? They left with no full reconciliation, just a fragile bridge. Back home, Kalani questioned. Was reaching out right? Maren's support wavered. The trip stirred her own family issues. Seeing that makes me wonder if mine will ever accept us. An argument ensued. You're letting her back in too easily. Maren accused. Kalani retorted. At least I'm trying. You hide from yours. Hurt words exchanged, they slept apart. The rift grew. Maren reconnected with her ex for closure. But texts lingered. Kalani discovered them, heart-shattering. Is this revenge for my mom drama? She demanded. Maren denied. It's confusion, our life is hard. Betrayal cut deep. After all we've sacrificed, this? Kalani moved out temporarily, crashing at Jamie's. Alone, she reflected. Love demands trust, but society's weight cracks it. Am I foolish to fight? Weeks of separation tortured them. Kalani dove into work, promoting LGBTQ rights at events. Speeches poured from her soul. We pay dearly for authenticity. Applause healed somewhat, but nights brought doubt. Without Maren, what's the point? Maren called, voice breaking. I messed up. Fear got me. They met, tears flowing. We can't let outside pressures win, Maren said. Kalani agreed, but scars remained. Reunited, they set boundaries, no exes, therapy together. Elena called occasionally, tentative steps toward mending. But society struck again. A workplace discrimination suit for Kalani, after a client complained about her lifestyle. Stress mounted. Why us? Kalani cried. Maren held her. Because we're visible. But we're strong. Yet inside, Kalani wondered. At what price? Health suffered. Sleepless nights, anxiety attacks. A turning point came at a family gathering Maren's side hosted. They attended, braced for backlash. Whispers, cold shoulders, but Maren's brother defended. Love is love. Small victory, but Elena's influence inspired Kalani to push her own reconciliation. A joint visit. Elena met Maren properly. Awkward but honest. I see how happy she makes you, Elena admitted. Kalani's heart softened. Progress, painful but real. Years later, with a child via adoption, life balanced. But past wounds echoed in decisions, like shielding their daughter from bigots. Kalani reflected. We've paid in tears, isolation, betrayals. Was it worth it? The answer evolved daily. Parenthood brought new layers of complexity. Their daughter Lila a bundle of joy at 3 years old. Kalani watched Maren read bedtime stories, heart swelling. But societal stares at playgrounds reminded. Our family isn't normal to some. Why two mommies? A kid asked once. Lila shrugged. Because. Innocent, but Kelani worried. Will she pay for our choices? Inner guilt resurfaced. Did I drag Marin into this scrutinized life? Elena's involvement grew. Visits became regular, spoiling Lila. Grandma's here. Lila cheered. Kelani observed warily. Is this genuine? Elena shared stories of her own youth, hinting at repressed feelings. I envied free spirits, she confessed. Kelani probed. Like me? Elena nodded. I was scared. Revelation hit. Mom's rejection stemmed from her own fears. Empathy bloomed, but resentment lingered. Understanding doesn't erase hurt. Marin's family thawed slowly. Holidays included them tentatively. But a cousin's slur at dinner exploded tensions. This isn't right for the kids, he said. Marin stood. Leave if you can't accept. The fallout. Family rift. Kelani comforted. You chose us. But Marin doubted. At what cost? My siblings side with him. The moral quandary. Family loyalty versus self-respect? They chose the latter, but isolation bit. Work pressures escalated for Marin, a professor facing student complaints about her agenda in lectures. They're twisting my words, she vented. Kelani supported a lawsuit, but Marin hesitated. It'll out us more. Debate raged, fight or fade. Kelani pushed. Hiding perpetuates the problem. Marin agreed, filing. Media attention followed, interviews, support rallies, but also hate mail. Kelani's mind screamed. Is visibility worth the threats? A betrayal from within stung deepest. Jamie, once ally, distanced after her own coming out failed. It's too hard, Jamie said, ending friendship. Kelani reeled. Even friends abandon? Loneliness echoed her mother's exit. Therapy sessions unpacked. Trust is fragile in our world. Marin held firm. We have each other. But doubts crept. What if she leaves too? High drama unfolded when Elena fell ill, hospitalized. Kelani rushed south, Marin and Lila following. Bedside, Elena whispered. I'm proud of you. Tears flowed. But recovery brought confession. I attended your wedding hidden because I wasn't ready. Kelani felt validated yet furious. You watched my happiness from shadows? Confrontation peaked. Your pride cost us years. Elena broke. Forgive me. Kelani stormed out, conflicted. Mercy or justice? Back home the strain showed. Marin snapped over small things, exhausted from court battles. Maybe we should have stayed closeted, she muttered. Kelani exploded. After all this? The fight escalated to ultimatums. If you regret us, go. Kelani shouted. Marin left for a night, staying with a colleague. Panic hit Kelani. Have I pushed her away? Reflection. Our love survives storms, but how many more? Reconciliation came with apologies. I don't regret. I'm scared, Marin admitted. They recommitted, attending couples counseling. Insights emerged. Society's toll demands constant vigilance. Lila's innocence grounded them. I love my moms. But school issues arose, bullying over weird family. Kelani advocated fiercely, meeting principles. Victory. Policy changes. But exhaustion mounted. Endless battles for basic rights. Elena's full turnaround inspired. She joined PFLAG, advocating publicly. My daughter's story changed me, she shared at events. Kelani attended one, moved. Thank you, she said privately. Elena hugged. No, thank you for not giving up. Healing began, but scars reminded. Forgiveness is a choice fraught with debate. As Lila grew, so did challenges. Teen years loomed, but for now, peace. Yet Kelani pondered. Have we truly won, or just survived? The price, emotional wreckage, lost relationships, weighed heavy. Lila's 10th birthday party was a milestone. Friends laughing in their backyard. Kelani baked the cake, Marin decorated. But a parent snide comment overheard. Poor kid, no dad figure. Rage boiled. Even celebrations tainted? Kelani confronted politely. Our family is complete. The woman backed off, but damage done. Inside. Why must we justify existence? Marin's lawsuit resolved favorably, promotion earned. But backlash, online trolls, doxing attempts. They fortified security, paranoia setting in. Is this the life we want for Lila? Marin whispered nights. Kalani agreed. No, but quitting means they win. Moral tightrope. Protect child or pioneer change. They chose both, homeschooling temporarily. Elena's activism brought media spotlights. An interview featured their story, anonymous at first, then revealed. Support poured but hate too. Kalani fielded calls. You're inspiring. Yet threats scared. We'll find you. Police involved, stress peaking. Kalani's health faltered. Anxiety meds prescribed. Reflection. Authenticity's cost is steep. Is it ethical to expose family? A shocking twist. Marin's ex resurfaced, married now but emailing regrets. I miss what we had. Marin deleted but told Kalani. Trust tested. Why entertain? Kalani asked. Marin. Closure. Argument flared. You've betrayed before. History resurfaced, wounds reopening. Separation loomed again. Kalani alone. Love requires sacrifice, but how much? Friends mediated. They reconciled with vows renewed privately. No more secrets, Marin promised. But society pressed. Lila's school reinstated her, but with caveats. Kalani fought. Equality or nothing. Win secured but fatigue evident. Elena's visit brought wisdom. I paid for my ignorance, lost years with you. Kalani opened. And I paid for your choices. Deep talk healed layers. Elena met Lila's questions. Why did you leave mommy? Honest answer. I was wrong about love. Lila hugged. It's okay now. Innocence bridged gaps. Yet new conflict. Marin's job offer in a conservative state. Better pay but riskier, she said. Debate. Stability versus safety? Kalani vetoed. Not for Lila. Marin resented. You're controlling. Hurt escalated to silence. Inner turmoil. Am I selfish or protective? Resolution came via compromise, remote work. But tension revealed cracks. Therapy uncovered. You've both internalized shame. Work began, unpacking societal conditioning. As Lila entered teens, questions arose. Am I gay too? Kalani guided. Be you. But fears. Will she face our struggles? Elena supported. Times change. Optimism flickered. The ultimate test. A family reunion, both sides. Clashes inevitable, slurs, debates. Kalani stood firm. Accept or leave. Some did, others warmed. Victory bittersweet. Progress demands confrontation. Reflecting, Kalani thought. We've traded comfort for truth. Worth it? The question haunted. Lila's high school graduation marked a pinnacle, cap tossed high. Kalani and Marin beamed, Elena beside them. Years of therapy, advocacy paid off, Lila confident, out as by. But whispers from relatives lingered. Influenced by them. Kalani ignored, focusing on pride. Inside, have we burdened her? Post-ceremony dinner, toasts flowed. Elena raised glass. To second chances. Kalani clinked, but memories flashed. Abandonment, betrayals. Marin squeezed her hand. We've come far. True, but scars etched deep. Later, alone with Marin, Kalani confessed. Sometimes I wonder if straight would have been easier. Marin nodded. Me too. But this is us. Honesty strengthened, but societal shifts slow, laws passed, but hearts lagged. Elena's final confession, terminal illness. Bedside vigil, she whispered. Live fully. I watched your wedding because I loved you even then. Kalani forgave fully. I know. Death brought closure. Grief mixed with gratitude. Mourning, Kalani reflected on the journey. Rejections, reconciliations, costs immense. Marin and Lila anchored her. Activism continued, inspiring others. In quiet moments, Kalani pondered the ethics. Was forcing change right? Or should we have hidden for peace? The debate endless. Was it morally right for Kalani to forgive her mother after years of abandonment, or should she have maintained boundaries to protect her own family?